your horror movie podcast.
Welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. It's your boy Hacky with this dude right here,
What's up? It's just Justin. Let's go.
trying to survive the day. Justin,
Yes.
I'm here for you, man.
Yeah, my voice
Stru-
I apologize to anyone. I am struggling today. I did not sleep last night and my throat is on fire, but we already put this off one day, so we're moving on with the show.
you already sound like absolute horse.
Yeah, this is not good.
Dude, Hack Stab Slash, I apologize in advance because I did try to find a dad joke about Dolls because we're covering the 1987 flick Dolls. And we couldn't find anything, and we were just going to run with it. And Justin said that his head now hurts more than his throat. So that just goes to show you the amount of stuff we looked at, and it was just god awful.
No good.
All right, dude. So I don't know anything about this, but I'm kind of pumped because my criteria to you, Justin, was find a movie that you haven't seen, and the cover art must be what entices you. And this cover art looks creepy as fuck. And then I saw the runtime was 78 minutes.
I hate.
Or what is it, 77, 78?
Yeah, it's like
that?
and the last 3 minutes of credit. It's like a 75-minute movie.
Oh, I'm like, I am so pumped for this. And then I added like a little side note, like an asterisk, and I was like, I'm also writing this during opening credits. And the score with just the doll heads right now is giving me heart palpitations.
Yes.
So obviously
Oh.
you haven't seen anything about this because that was the criteria for this movie. But were you excited to cover it?
I was because I went right to the 80s because when I first started to get into horror, I judged every single movie by the cover. Because back then you couldn't, I went to the mom and pop
Yeah.
horror movie stores and all you had was the cover art to go to. And that's how I fell in love with like Sleepaway Camp 2. And I loved all the 80s slashes and stuff. And I loved the 80s. And I've seen so much 80s movies, it's ridiculous. I wanted to find one that I did not see. And for whatever reason, I've always loved this cover and I've heard I know this movie. But I've never seen the trailer. I've missed this. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna fix that. So let's watch Dolls from 1987.
Agreed, dude. So let's just dive right into this because we see there's two punk chicks from the Night of Living Dead 2 almost get hit by a snobby ass rich people driving. I think it's a Jaguar. And I'm just gonna call them Richie and Bitchy.
Dude, I
'cause right
wrote
now,
Holy Night of I wrote that.
right?
Return of the
There's,
Living.
there's no reason why
This is Return
anyone
of the
should be
Living
on
Dead.
these roads. Zero
Oh
reason.
man.
But I'm just gonna call them Richie and Bitchy for now. They get caught in a storm, and Richie has to get out and he has to start pushing because Bitchy is just way too cheap and doesn't know how to drive too well. And it turns out this lady's name is Rosemary. And Richie, I still don't know his name at this point in the note, starts bitching at her, and he's like, "If you bought the Rolls Royce, we wouldn't be stuck in this mud." Like nothing says, I don't know, privileged, like bitching at someone for buying a Jaguar instead of a Rolls Royce.
Crazy. Crazy.
Lightning strikes now, and Mama Mink Coat, she wants to seek some shelter. And this bitch throws Judy's Teddy into the woods. And I have no idea how I feel right now because something inside me wants to punch this chick in the face.
I hated her so much. Oh my God, like this is one of the worst characters I've ever seen in a horror movie already.
Dude, she turned around and she was angry and ripped this doll out of little Judy's hands and threw it in the woods like it was fucking slowing him down or something.
Who does that to a kid's toy, like a kid's like favorite stuffed
Yeah,
animal?
that's just cruel. Well, joke's on her because Teddy the werebear monster is hungry and caviar is on the menu. I love this scene so much.
I
I love this
fell in
so
love with the
much.
scene. I already was like, what did I pick? And I wrote, I have chills. It's not even my note section. And I wrote, oh my God, I love this movie so much. And we're like 3 minutes in. Love this movie. Explain real fast to the people listening what just happened.
Rosemary throws Judy's teddy bear into the woods. And while this crazy raging storm is going on, we see Teddy actually turns into like this 10-foot tall teddy bear. He walks through the woods, and at first I'm like, oh, what is this, like Babes in Toyland? Like, is he just now a giant toy? No,
Mhm.
bro, he sheds his skin like he's a transforming werewolf and is just a nasty ass looking grizzly bear now. And he tears this woman to shreds. Judy looks at Teddy, tells him to stop, and this bear just goes, oh.
Dude, amazing.
I was in love with this whole scene, and then it turns
Same.
out, in the words of Justin, it was all a dream. But it really wasn't a
That
dream.
was
It was just
dream.
Judy's overactive imagination. They do make it to this like haunted mansion looking place, and nobody's answering. So Judy sneaks off to go look around while this storm is really starting to pick up. In this process, though, her dad and Rosemary, they decide it's a good idea to break into this house through the basement. Justin, you got some flags?
Oh, dude, I don't know if I have enough of this movie already.
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't do
wow. What
that.
a
Yeah,
kill shot.
hell yeah. You don't do that. You knock. They barely knocked to start with. They tapped on the window. You know what I mean? You bang on the door until you get an answer, and then you break in as a last resort if this storm is really that bad.
Crazy.
Judy gets spooked and she actually knocks her father over while they're kind of like looking for a light switch or something. And this
Mhm.
wakes up old man Gabriel. And he's got this entire family at gunpoint before lowering his guard, realizing they aren't robbers and they're just seeking shelter. And then he offers them, you can stay the night. And as they're
Mhm.
walking through this house, Judy spots all these dolls. And he's like, "Hey, why don't we get some food, India? And I'll give you a tour of the house later on." And Judy's imagination is absolutely running wild again right now because it's almost like these dolls are actually alive. They're all sitting around and they're eating like some sort of stew that I probably wouldn't feed my worst enemy.
It did
This
not look
this
good.
looks like you would go out to a swamp and then just skim the top of it and heat it up.
Oh, good. Yeah, that looks like
It looks
swamp
so
juice.
nasty. Gabriel tells them that he's a doll maker, and they're all sitting around. They're having this little powwow, and he learns Teddy was dropped in the forest. Huge quotations on that one. So he gives Judy a new doll, and this doll's name is Mr. Punch. Creepy as fuck looking. It's like a jester or a joker.
Super creepy.
All right. And out of nowhere, Ralph and these two punk rocker chicks just burst through the side door. No one has any manners in this neighborhood, especially coming to this house demanding shelter because this family breaks in and these ones just rudely interrupt during dinner. These two
So
wonderful
weird.
hosts, though, they offer everyone to stay the night so they can wait until the storm passes. So Gabriel shows them all to their rooms now. The punk rock chicks get their own room as well as Richie and Bitchy. And it looks like Ralph and Judy might have to stay in the doll maker's workshop. This is what I was hoping. But it turns out Ralph is just truly a giant kid at heart. And I don't know if you felt this, Justin, but this conversation between Ralph and Gabriel seems
Mhm.
so pure, so genuine, and just so full of innocence that I'm like, there is no way that this dude Ralph is going to get killed off anytime soon.
Dude, I loved it too. I loved it so much. And can I also throw all the red flags again? How like they give the old guy, what's his name? Gabriel's like, oh yeah, what's her name? The little girl, I forget her name right now. But she's like, oh, she gets her
Judy.
own room.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of
Yeah.
coffee.
No, it's all good. And the dad's just gonna be like, okay, like we're in this creepy house. You're not gonna sleep in here with us. They think that's a good. He just lets
For
his
like half
daughter
a
go
second,
off.
I thought he was gonna have Ralph sleep with Judy, and I was
Yeah,
gonna be like, no, nope.
I was like, what is happening? But I'm just like, this dad's like cool with that. Okay.
Hillary has a chat with our punk rockers now, and they're jamming out in their bedroom. Turns out these two hussies just want to steal everything and anything that they think can make a killing. Um, what the fuck is an antique?
Dude, I was so confused. I'm like,
That's what
what?
she just kept calling everything antiques. I was like, this sounds like an adult beverage from Hawaii's.
Yeah, I did not know what was happening.
Judy does get her own room, like Justin said, and I say good for her. Judging by the way her dad talks about her to Rosemary, both the dad and the stepmom can get fucked and go jump off a bridge. How
Hated
could
them.
you not love Judy? She's even reading to her
Oh,
doll, Mr. Punch. She's reading him a bedtime story. This little girl is the epitome of cuteness. Like she is just a giant ball of like awesomeness. Like she
oh yeah.
how do you dislike this girl this much?
Dude, I'm loving this movie right now. Like this is just, oh my God, this is loving it.
Isabel is now snooping around the house looking for anything, like I said, anything and everything that she can get her hands on to steal. She starts to get creeped out by a music box that just keeps playing and won't stop. She's trying to clean this room out of all its antiques, though, and it's not working. I don't know what just grabbed onto her, but Jesus fucking Christ. It started ramming her over and over into this baseboard until she's missing teeth and she's bleeding from every orifice of her face. Judy sees it and she takes off running for help. She asks her parents for help, and her dad's shit faced right now off of some wine that was just in the bedroom. And stupid stepmommy thinks that the old man is probably just a sex fiend and that this is all just a joke. The dad snaps though. He kicks Judy out of the bedroom. And my only real note for this whole set of scenes is fuck these parents.
Dude, terrible. I hated them so much.
We see Ralph now, and he's talking to the clown in his bedroom about imaginary cookies. He shuts out the lights though and rolls over to go to bed before he gets jump scared by Judy, who's trying to tell him what happened to Isabel. Unfortunately, he doesn't believe her either, and Judy clearly sees all the red flags that are going on right now. And finally, Ralph sees them too. It's just in the form of blood soaked slippers on Judy's feet as she's walking away. Ralph reluctantly asks Judy to take him to the scene of the crime. Judy does disappear on this journey, though, and for a second, Ralph is panicking trying to find Judy. And honestly, Ralph looks just like Justin trying to find his backup bottle of ketchup.
That is, I felt the pain. Seriously, it is scary when I run out of ketchup in that break room. I search everything.
You go high and low. You start asking people if they got any in their lunchbox. You're looking for packets in like people's old to-go bags.
Yeah, it's no joke. I've searched the whole entire building for ketchup. But yeah, man, Ralph is hilarious when this dude panics. But they eventually find each other again, and they're walking, and they see the blood marks in the hallway, and it goes up to the attic. And you want to talk about reluctantly? They reluctantly go up there. It's a creepy attic. I mean, there's like leaks up there, spider webs. It's so dark, but in the background, it's so creepy. They don't see it, but we see Isabel, and she's like sitting in a chair, and her face looks like a doll. Such a cool scene. Like I said, they don't see it
The
though.
practical effects on her are amazing. I love
Dude,
it.
it looks unbelievable. And then it looks like Ralph falls down the stairs, but I wouldn't say he falls because it looks like he thinks he gets bit by a rat or something. But you actually see dolls real fast, so it looks like the dolls tripped him and he fell down the friggin' stairs. They go down there and they wake up the dad and the bitch mom and the friend, and they say
I just appreciate the fact that you call her the bitch mom.
Oh yeah,
I just wanted to put that out there. She does not deserve to have a name.
I will not even call her by the name. And she basically says they tell him there's blood all over the hallway. This is not good. And they tell Enid your friend is missing. Dude, they all just start yelling at Ralph. They all are blaming Ralph. Poor Ralph is even bleeding. His ankle is bleeding. He's like cut, and like the parents just scream at him. Enid just slams the damn door. The dad's screaming at him. He's like, "Get away from my daughter," and everything.
Dude, they are painting him like a pedophile hardcore.
So bad. They're basically saying, "Yeah, he's a pedophile. He did this, and now he's like going to be creepy with Judy." Judy runs away. The dad actually chases. We even see the dad has Mr. Punch, the Jester doll, and he's like, "I will destroy this. Don't mess with me." And he is trying to destroy it. This thing is made very good because this is not working. He cannot break this doll. He is trying till the doll actually bites him. Let's go. So excited.
And I got so pumped once this doll came alive.
Dude, amazing. Then the point he even like burns it, but it's like the wax or whatever it is melts and falls off and actually hurts the dad. Love it again. And it's so cool that the doll like falls and like flips and like sits up perfect on the chair. So amazing. And we see Ralph actually bumps into Gabriel when this is all happening. He starts panicking, tells Gabriel everything. Gabriel's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I spilt paint." And he's like, "Huh? Paint?" It's like, yeah, that the red paint. I gotta go get a mop. I gotta clean it up.
I make some of my best dolls at night.
Exactly. I work at night or whatever.
He's not lying, so
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So he's like, "You know what? I'll go clean the paint and everything. My bad." And Ralph's so innocent. He's kind of just like, "Huh? Okay." And now we see the dolls. We're in Enid's room, and you see there's some awesome music going on. Enid is having a good time, and all of a sudden the radio falls down and smashes. And I love this. You look at Enid, she looks at the dolls. All the dolls are just staring at her, and Enid's like, "Yep, I'm out." She runs, and we see Ralph now.
They're only judging her because their music taste was not of the time. I'll just say that.
Exactly. Right. And we see Ralph. Ralph actually hears like Mr. Punch like talking to him. So he started to like realize like what is even happening. And then after that happens, we bitch wife. This scene is amazing. We see she is still in the bed by herself. She is, I don't even know, this is amazing. She is mobbed by these angry dolls. And when I say she is stabbed, these
Dude,
they got little
I
knives.
love this
Dude,
so
she
much.
is no, this is the best. I love this. These little hammers, dude, they are hitting her with the little hammers. They have little saws. They're trying to cut like her feet off, her legs. She gets up. I mean, she is fighting them. She's out of bed. She is kicking them. She is bleeding, but there is so many dolls. They just keep on coming and coming, and they are just hitting her with every single thing they got. They got little saws to the point where she panics. She actually runs and dives head first out the friggin' window. Holy hell, that scene was absolutely
Justin,
amazing.
right now, my note for this whole set of scenes
Yeah.
isn't about how awesome it is. I went, I wonder if they're killing the actors and actresses based on their acting performances because right now Isabel was the worst one in the movie, and the mom's
Yep.
acting is probably second, and they're
And
killing him
she's
in that
gone.
order.
Love it so much. And then now we see Enid walking. Enid, what a weird name. I don't think I've ever heard anyone named Enid, but here we are. Sorry. Enid is walking around the hallways and she sees the crazy old woman pushing a stroller with a doll baby in it. A little creepy. And we see that she actually goes and she finds Isabel. We can't see her face yet right away, and you kind of hear her whisper like, "Go back, go back." And she's got like a flashlight and she sees the pool of blood and she's like, "What have they done to you?" And she puts up the lighter to her face and we see her face is of a doll. And like Sean mentioned earlier, the effects, the practicals, every single thing on here is so amazing to the point her eyeballs actually fall out and you see like in her eyes, she sticks them back in. And then there's a
Dude,
doll
oh,
up top.
so
And
good. And they actually
dude, this
show
is
you the black hole crevices.
dude,
I was like, I
it is
love this.
so amazing. What a scene. And now the doll attacks Enid, but she actually like torches this doll, and it works. It's burning him. Then all these other dolls start attacking. Dude, she is whipping them with her belt. She is kicking them like she is crushing and killing so many. And the effects are amazing because when she does it, their faces like smash, but you see like actual skeletons, and like you see like they're bleeding to the point where they start like oozing. She runs away. She took out a bunch of them, and she gets to the hallway. Just and there's like a marching band of they're army soldiers, and she's greeted by toy soldiers, and she's kind of just standing there. And like one of them is playing the drums, one of them is like the commander. I don't even know what you want to call him. And you see him like lift his arm, and like his arm goes down, telling them to
Signals the
shoot.
fire.
Dude, they shoot like two different rounds. Like she gets hit by like 8 mini bullets from these guns and dies. Love the effects of this. That is another wild scene.
You can like barely notice that there's blood packets inside of like her top.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a little poofy,
Yep.
but class act.
Dude,
Love it.
loving this. I don't know why I took so long to watch this movie. We see the dad now gets back into the bed, and we see that it looks like the bitch face mom's body is back in there, maybe. I don't know because you see it's under blankets, but it's covered. You see a blood spot, and he's like kind of cuddling with her, but he like then goes to take a shower, so we don't see anything.
Daddy's gonna go take a shower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
just so creepy. And then we see Ralph and Julie now, like sitting in a room, like talking. And never mind the banter between these two, just them two talking throughout the movie is amazing. Like just how like she's so innocent, like Sean said, like the most lovable kid. And this guy like panics and like gets himself back together so many different times. It is so funny. They run into a room with a ton of dolls, and they hear giggling and everything. And you kind of hear Ralph be like, they're alive, aren't they? The dolls are alive, right? And she's like, yeah. And Ralph runs and he starts panicking again. He's screaming. He's kicking them. The poor guy is just panicking, punching him and everything to the point where I get so sad because he is swarmed by these dolls and they are
Yeah,
all attacking
I
him.
thought I was just like, no, not Ralph. No.
I was seriously so sad. He looks like he's just about to get killed. Judy scolds all the kids, like, come on, like, the dolls, stop, 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 to the point where the dolls all do stop. And they're all whispering. It looks like they're like game planning or something at first, but before we go back to that, we do see the jerk dad. We flash back to the jerk dad, and he is back in bed with bitch face wife, and she is under the blanket, and he finally does reveal it. He kind of has his arm around her. You see, there's a lot more blood now. He takes it off. He takes off the blanket, and she like falls onto him, like her arm like latches onto him.
Dude,
She
the
is so
fact
dead.
that he's trying to get hokey pokey right now, and
Uh,
she's
uh,
completely rolled over the other way, and he barely touches her, and she full ass just
I
barrel
love,
rolls
dude.
into him and
She
latches onto
barrels
him. I
into
was
him
like,
and grabs him, and he panicked. It's like a minute straight of him trying to get the body off till it's just so incredible. And till he realizes, like, oh shit, like I'm gonna kill Ralph. He smashes a chair that grabs part of a chair, like he
like how he
is.
instantly blames Ralph too.
Dude, right away, he's like, Ralph did this. Like, this guy hates Ralph. So he runs off to go
If you
kill Ralph.
can't sleep with my daughter, you're gonna murder my wife. Like that's the conclusion you jump to.
Crazy. All right, so we see dolls now. They actually let Ralph and Judy go. And they say, oh, the dolls accepted Ralph. And they realize that he's a kid at heart. They accepted him. So awesome. The dad runs in. Well, the dad does not accept him. The dad attacks Ralph. And Ralph's like, it's the toys. It's the toys. Well, dad doesn't care. He hits Ralph with the chair, pushes the daughter away. And now Ralph's down. He goes for the kill shot. He's got this thing over his head. He is about to bash him. But he's shot by like a little dart. The toys attack. Let's go. So the dad actually grabs like Mr. Punch and is like, F you, you're dead. And he smashes this thing with the sledgehammer. That is dead. He absolutely obliterates this. Well, guess what? Now Gabriel and his old woman, they come down. They are not happy. They come down and it's a really cool scene because he's like, what are you, like some kind of old witch or something? And she's like, oh, he figured it out. Something like that. And he basically says like, "Oh, don't worry, like I'll fix the jester. I'll fix Mr. Punch with your help." And right away, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is too good. This is too good." And how Gabriel talks right now, and he basically says like, "You know what? Like everyone gets a chance." And as he's doing the speech, all you see the dad's like transforming into something, and it's like something is going on. He's almost having like a transformation scene. And he
Yeah,
says
you
everyone
can
has a
see
chance to
everything
prove.
popping on his face, and it's very well done. It's like an absolute master class on the slow transition of practical effects. And the only thing I can equate this to in other movies that we've done, Justin, is how much I
Yeah,
love the transitional effects between human into werewolf, that like middle in between where they're half human, half
yeah.
werewolf before they go full wolf. Those
Yep.
transitions in these 80s style movies are just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I love the scene so much, and I love this banter telling them how everyone gets a chance to see if they're like pure at heart and still a kid at heart, or what their intent is and everything. And clearly, this dad failed because all of a sudden he is Mr. Punch. He shrinks down, and he is now the new Mr. Punch. The couple is laughing. They pick him up, and they're like looking at him and stuff and laughing. Oh my God, that is so awesome. Now it is sunrise. How is this going to play out? Because I am very curious. Well, the old couple walk in and we see like Ralph and Julie like awake. And dude, Ralph right away screams, "It's the killer dolls!" Like hilarious. And the couple's like, "Oh, well, yeah, you guys have been asleep for a while. I got your car out of the mud." And well, the house is empty. And they're like, like, yeah, you guys have been out for a long time. And basically saying, yeah, that was like felt like the longest night ever. And he just basically like, well, your daddy left you. And she's like, what?
Yeah, here's a note though.
Yeah, here's a note. And he left a goodbye note. Basically said he's leaving the country, changing his names
Never wants to hear from her again.
ever again. But he is nice. He wants you to live with your mom and live in a great house and everything. And he left money for you to get a ride or airplane or
Yeah,
something
to go
back to
back to
Boston.
Boston.
Go back to Boston. And my favorite part is Ralph's like, well, what about the two girls? And dude, Gabriel's like, oh yeah,
Oh, P.S.
P.S. Dude, P.S. The hitchhikers left with them. He took them too. And you see Ralph's kind of like, let me see that note. And he like throws it into the fire. So
Love it.
amazing. Like, I love this so much. And then he's like, oh, well, they left money for Ralph too. So they give Ralph money too to bring Judy back there. And as they're saying bye and everything, the old couple's like, well, like, dude, you can tell Ralph is like, get me the heck out
He
of here.
can he cannot wait to get the fuck out of there.
And they're like, you could stay. Like he's like, no, we'll leave. And Judy's like, you know what, we'll visit. Oh wait, let me say bye to Mr. Punch. So creepy. She like takes Mr. Punch, and you hear both of them hear Mr. Punch say like, so long, short stuff, like something like her dad would say, and they both like, what? They
You
run to the
what?
car. Ralph panics again when he gets to the car because Teddy is in there, and he's like, "What is this?" And she goes, "Oh my God, no, that's Teddy. That's my teddy bear. Toys are loyal. He came back for
I
me."
love that line. Toys are loyal.
Dude, there's so much to like about this movie, but she so innocent, dude. She goes and gives Teddy to the old couple, and she's like, "I think you'd like it here with you. I'll come back and visit." And Ralph's like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." And she jumps back in the car, and Ralph absolutely floors it. And as they're driving away, she asks Ralph like if he's married or whatever. She's like, "My mom's really nice and really pretty. You're really like my mom."
I was rooting for this so hardcore. I was like, yes.
I do same, and oh my God, like I need a sequel. And before we have a quick flash back into the house, and you see all the new dolls, which were the people that just got killed. They're all there, and as they're driving away, you hear her saying like, "Too, like you could be like a dad." Like I'm rooting for this too. We need a sequel. And then right before the end credits, we see it looks like some time's go by, and guess what? There's another car pulls up to that same road, and guess what? They got stuck in the same tire, same exact spot.
I'm just Justin. Let me correct you real quick. There is no
Yeah,
fucking road. All right, there is no road.
no, it's a
This
woods.
is
This is a
this is
hiking
like
trail.
them trying to drive through a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, there's nothing. Like, why was any car out there? The end. Let's talk about it.
All right, dude. I can't tell if this is poor editing or intentional freezing, but these like flash freeze back frames throughout the movie when the thunder started to mess with my brain, I really did kind of like it. The acting in this isn't horrible, but I think that just might be like the parts they had to play because through the fun facts, I read that a lot of the people in this movie are theater actors.
Hmm.
So they might have read these parts and like been like, all right, I have to try to portray a horrible person, and with horrible people come horrible acting. Um, Regardless, I think Judy, Ralph, and even Gabriel carry this movie from start to finish. The stop motion with these dolls, this is an absolute top notch and an absolute masterclass on editing. The special effects are more on point and further proves my stance on fuck CGI. For a hidden gem of a movie, there's one line that does stand out to me like hardcore, and it's when
Hmm.
Gabriel is talking to Judy. No, when Gabriel is talking to David, Judy's dad, and he goes, "Being a parent isn't a privilege, and being a parent is a privilege, not a right." Before they turn
Hmm.
him into Mr. Punch, and I was like, that line hits hard, especially now that I don't know about you, but now being a parent, I felt that a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And I just go, truer words have never been spoken by Gabriel. And
Hmm.
following that up with turning David's bitch ass into Mr. Punch was classic. This movie's a rock solid 7, an easy watch, and very entertaining.
Dude, heck yeah. I literally wrote, this is an absolute 80s gem. I can't even explain how much I love this movie. This was generally creepy at times, generally funny at times, over the top, like fun 80s acting. I love this was short, it was fun, and it honestly it felt like it played out like a creepy fairy tale to me. Like it felt like it was you were watching like some creepy fairy tale played out. I give this an 8 out of 10. I absolutely love this movie. I love it so much. I don't know. I
I'm gonna be
love this
100%
movie.
honest. My original rating was actually a 7.8. And
Yeah.
then I was like, I need to temper my expectations because I did have a lot of fun with this. And I was
Yeah.
like, watch, I'm gonna give this bitch like close to an 8. And Justin's gonna be like, it's a 5.
No, I dude, this is the like I said, this felt like a amazing creepy fairy tale. It had a lot of charm to it. It had fun stuff to it. Like you said, the stop motion stuff, the animatron, all the different stuff they used for the dolls was amazing. Even how the lightning looked, dude. The vibes of this movie, I loved it. Like the punk rock girls that look like they're out of Return of the Living Dead. There was so much 80s goodness into this. I give this an 8 out of 10. I don't even know what I ranked Child's Play. I don't know if I even ranked this higher or not, but I loved this movie.
This movie was such a hidden gem. Like this movie felt like you move a couch cushion and you
Yeah.
find like a $50 bill in it.
Hmm.
You know, you weren't expecting it. It's not like, gonna pay off your mortgage, but it's enough to be like, yeah, it's gonna make this a good day.
Yeah, love adding this to my like my top movies of the 80s. Love it. I mean, I have a lot of top movies of the 80s, but this is definitely in like my top 48.
I think this movie generally favors so heavily from that short ass runtime too. Like,
Dude,
oh,
it
instead
moves
of
so
being like,
good.
let's try to stretch this to an hour and a half or, an hour and 45. Like, there was no need for it. The dialogue was on point. The acting, like I said, the acting was bad, but I think that was the parts and the way they were
Yeah, and
written.
that just felt like the
And it
80s.
just made the movie better.
And like you said, there are so many different 80s movies that try to add so much seriousness to it, and that you always could be like, you know what, if they cut 10 minutes, like I almost expect 80s horror movies to have some slow parts in it. This movie cut all that shit out. Like it just went,
Yeah.
like it was amazing. Like amazing.
It was like they made a 2 hour long movie and went, nah,
Yeah.
cut that shit out.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
like
don't
they
even
actually,
edit it a little bit. No, just cut that whole scene out.
yeah, I was gonna say whoever like the team that worked on this just to put that together, like to make that like cut out all the fluff, because obviously they had to been a lot extra stuff. People obviously cut a lot of scenes out of the movie. Like they did amazing.
I would be fully in favor of the new standard runtime being 70 minutes
Yeah,
instead of
this
90 to 120. All right,
hell
dude, I
yeah.
got
And
this
I'll
as
start.
a
Oh, go
oh.
ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. You sure?
Yeah, I was just gonna start with fun facts. You start then.
Okay.
We both started at the same time.
This is a 6.3 on IMDb.
I wrote the tagline is you're never too old to play with dolls until you're dead.
The whispering sounds of the dolls were done by a group of Stuart Gordon's friends and family, including his kids and his wife, Carolyn Purdy Gordon.
Love that. And also, like this movie is directed by Stuart Gordon, who wrote Reanimator, and he also directed Castle Freak, Pit and the Pendulum, bunch of different horror stuff. So I mean, this
Dude,
is
I clicked his name and I was looking through all the shit he did, and I was like, I'm not even
yeah.
gonna write any of this down because I know Justin's already doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm all on that. Like I said, and that's just to mention a few. This guy is horror legend. So just shout out Stuart Gordon.
Do you know what else was Stuart Gordon?
What?
Deathly afraid of porcelain dolls in real life.
Oh yes, yes, I saw that. Dude, Mr. Punch character, he was so creepy. They also, he's in one of the Puppet Master movies. They
Yeah.
put that same doll in like Puppet Master 2, I think it said.
Well, dude, it fucking works. Mr. Punch, the
Right?
complexion of his doll,
Oh yeah.
iconic. Iconic.
Yeah. So creepy.
The dolls in this film were created with a combination of puppets, marionettes, and stop motion animation and animatronics.
I wrote,
Clutch.
dude, the fact like I love how they use all that. Like that was awesome too. That was my next one I wrote down. Like I love how they like what a perfect blend of just all that. Like screw AI, man. Screw AI. I wrote that Isabel, her name was Bunty Bailey. She was actually in that song Take On Me by that band in the 80s, Aha. She was
I
actually
have,
featured in that music. She was featured in that music video.
dude, I had that as my next fun fact.
Yeah, amazing.
I do. Not a fun fact, but I do have a goof. When
Okay.
Rosemary jumps, like runs to jump through the window, you can see it's
Yep.
already cracked and ready to shatter before she even reaches it.
Love it. This was a budget of $2 million.
When Punch comes to life near the end, you can actually see the strings and the puppeteer's hands like are plainly visible. I love
Hmm.
small things like that because it just makes you
Hmm.
feel a connection to people behind the scenes and how much work and effort they have to put in to make these things.
Oh, I love stuff like that. Just make it feel just so raw and relatable. Just to see the hard work. Love it. The last thing I got is, I mean, I kind of wish that we did get a sequel, but then again, a lot of sequels from 80s horror movies, they like drop off and pretty rough. But there was a plans. I don't know if you saw it. They actually did have a plan for a sequel. It ended up getting canceled. And I did read the plan. They actually followed them back in Boston. And I think it said that they got two dolls shipped to them. And I believe the dolls were of like the old couple.
The dolls were
And
of Gabriel and Hillary.
yeah, so, but that got canceled. So no
I'm
sequel.
so pissed though, because if it didn't get canceled, that storyline follows Judy and Ralph back to Boston. Bro, Ralph marries her mom.
I know. I thought of that too. I'm like, oh my God. And if they could have got those original actors to replay that, oh my God. If they could have got like the same people to do dolls too, it would have been amazing.
So Carrie Lorraine, the little girl who plays Judy,
Mhm.
this is something that we would do to you, Justin. She was absolutely terrified by the monstrous teddy bear, and throughout the shoot, the crew members exacerbated by the matter by just lurking around in the shadows and growling at her.
Dude, I've read that. That is hilarious.
And then my final one is we've got a body count of 4, and it might be 5 if Justin doesn't take a sip of water soon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm done, man.
I'm Hacky. This dude right here is just jumped in.
Just Justin, I got through the podcast.
Later.
Later.